This is episode 43 of What Makes This Map Great. We take deep dives into amazing games, analyzing their level design, beautiful art, creative combat encounters, as well as uncover their secrets and see just how much they've influenced the gaming world. I'm Scott, and in this episode we're covering the Lost Station for Quake 2. So we are covering the Lost Station, but I also wanted to demonstrate how we get there, and it's accessed from the comm center level. This is the very start of the level, and I'm not going to spend time analyzing the art like I normally do. We'll do that in a separate video, okay? But to get there, it's early on. We're just going to press forward. God, I love the lighting here. I know I said I wouldn't cover the details of this map, but yes, the remaster just makes this game look so good. It looked great in the original as well. Alright, so we got a little fight encounter up ahead. Got some guards and an enforcer. And now the way's cleared. So, in every Quake game, anytime there's water, you should always dive in and explore. And you are encouraged to do so even more by this item here, the rebreather or breather. And this allows you to breathe underwater. Back in the day, before gamers were super pro players with the keyboard and mouse, it was quite challenging to explore underwater areas, especially if you were playing with just keyboard, relying on like page up and page down to look around. This was a dangerous venture. So we're going to use the rebreather, which allows us to breathe underwater for 30 seconds. And it doesn't matter which hole you dive in, just down in this corner is where the secret level entrance is. We found a secret area. Some ammo, some health. We'll leave the health. We might need it when we come back. And we proceed down the elevator. You found a secret level. Our objective changes to locate a powerful weapon. And that weapon that we'll find, most of you know probably what it is, but it is amazing. Anyhow, let's officially start. The entrance of this level is so nice. I just love this L-shaped hall. You've got some amazing lighting going on, a mix of these like whites and reds. And you know, the remaster does illuminate these spaces a bit more, but in the original Quake 2, it was much darker. Plus, we've got better displays now today too that just look really crisp and show a lot more contrast in the environments. But look at all this detail. Like, we've got different types of surfaces here. Concrete walls mixed with metal and brick. Just an amazing entrance for a level. You even get some like storytelling going on here, letting you know that this is a dangerous place with a dead Marine. Headless. Slumped up against the wall, but also providing some ammo and an armor shard. So let's continue forward. Something I appreciate about Quake 2 is crates don't always just have to be crates stacked up in a corner, like in the opposite wall. You've got a crate on some sort of a pushy cart. I'm not sure what the device is. It's some kind of transportation device for the crate, but it just makes it a little more interesting outside of just being a cube. The flickering light on the right, you know, just kind of enhances the mood of this place. And you're kind of pulled to move forward with that shotgun up there. But of course, there's some bad guys around the corner. Let's approach it. Pretty easy to dodge their blasts. Machine gun does quick work of him. Grab the shotgun, some health in the corner. We'll leave that for now. Oh. Enforcer decided to join the fight. Excellent. So something else I want to point out here too is the shapes of this hall, they really pushed the silhouettes of hallways in Quake 2 in compared to Quake 1. Oh, that's the beauty of real time here. But yeah, as I was saying, like, Quake 1 had mostly like square hallways, rectangular shaped hallways. You had a couple of like trapezoid shapes, and Quake 2 has a lot more of those. I feel like that's a common visual aesthetic for the Strogg and their architecture, but I really love how this kind of breaks that mold. So proceeding forward, we know we're in Strogg territory with the Strogg logo on this door archway here. Love those metal supports and these metal rafters. Just real beautiful. And the lighting too. Gosh, these spots. They create these little islands of light along the wall, and they contrast really well with the red here. This door's locked. Access denied. There's a secret nearby. Let's proceed forward through the doors. So those enforcers must have heard our gunshots, because they normally stand here by the barrels. They heard our shots and went to investigate. We'll go back here in this corner. Got these yellow lights kind of leading the way, nice and bright. And a machine gun tucked in this back corner. Just so dark, you know, and moody. This really makes you feel like you are in a lost station. Some kind of dark, deep secret in this Strogg base. Let's get it. Got some health. May as well pick it up. So, this is the main feature of the Lost Station. We have a gondola that makes rounds through the two main points of this map. We're currently in like the starting area of the map, but once we get on that gondola ride and take it to the next stop, that's the second half of the map. Before we do though, there's a secret nearby. So if we dive into the water here, we'll find this tunnel, and through the tunnel we find a secret. Some armor shards, health, another rebreather, and some ammo. This hallway is unremarkable, really. I was just talking about like the silhouettes of hallways being so interesting in Quake 2. This is just very rectangular-ish, but you know, it's a secret. It's just supposed to feel like a service tunnel of sorts, and it does the job. But what's really neat to me is just how the latch door, or door hatch, whatever this type of door is called, is built. It's very unique for Quake 2. Upon closer inspection, there's some nice like texture work, and I know this is very like low res compared to modern standards, but you know, this was like the mid-90s, and seeing this kind of detail for a door was just splendid. But Jennel doesn't want to give us this secret for free. So we proceed forward. We get surprised by a parasite. Ah, what a trap. Drops from the ceiling here. Ah. Bringing back those closet monsters. This is cool too. I like this sort of gameplay design, using the crates as some sort of a obstacle puzzle. You see the bullet ammo on the top of the other crate, which encourages you to jump and take a lead. I'm gonna leave these barrels here because we might need them later. Now the gondola ride takes you through some long tunnels, and they are quite impressive. We'll do one full lap. We're probably going to encounter some threats, but we've got a grenade. Oh, got a little too close to that explosion. But now the way's kind of cleared, so we can take our time now and explore the areas. So from here, you've got this long shaft going deep into this level, and this amount of scale for a map back in the day was impressive. Here's another secret. Down this shaft, you could hop off of the gondola and grab some health packs, some stim packs. And what's nice about this design too is you don't have to worry so much about the height and falling to your death, because Jennel placed a giant pool of water down below. So if you were to fall down here, it's totally safe outside of some unfriendly water creatures. But again, just, you know, from here, just looking up into this shaft is just mind-blowing. The Quake 2 Remastered adds fog as well. Normally this shaft would just be red all the way up with like really dark shadows, dark blacks. This green fog, I think, really contrasts well with the red lighting of the environment. And it also kind of helps define the geometric details of this shaft when you look up. So moving forward from down here, we have another secret. And it's guarded by these barracudas. Barracudas are fairly easy to take out. Just, you know, well-placed machine gun shots, and they get torn up pretty quickly. Just don't forget to get air. Look at that lighting from the gun as you fire it too. Just illuminates the space. Such a cool touch. Ow! Oh my god. Alright, let's take this lift. This will take us to another alternate way of entering the second space of this level. It's a secret area. Got parasites. These are the worst. I've got this enforcer who doesn't know we're here. Let's show him what's up. Cool, we got some ammo and another pool of water. Now this hall is pretty awesome, unlike the other shaft that we were just in. You got some nice floor and ceiling trim, the concrete walls with the caution strip running along the sides. Just a really nice hallway. It's quite bright too, these white, bright, I'm gonna assume they're LEDs or fluorescents, really illuminate the space. And then we even have this like grated window that offers us a peek at the second landing point for the gondola. I feel like the fog does not layer well with water. Oh, wow. You don't see that often. I guess an enemy decided to ride the gondola. But let's proceed on. So we'll go into the water here, and it's another dark space. We've got another barracuda, some healing, which we need, a button that opens this latch door. Now we could access the second landing here, but I actually prefer coming up from this spot. Get some more health, grenades, and bullets. And this wall opens up to give us access to the next space. So from here, you can take a peek out, and you have this upper view of the gondola's landing platform. We've also got a few guards that guard the way, but most importantly is what you can see across from here. And that's the red key. Guarded by several guards, shotgun guards especially, which can do a lot of damage up close. If you were to arrive here from the gondola platform, the verticality of this space is actually quite impressive. You've got the Strog emblems on the walls, and they're framed in these really neat trapezoidal geometric shapes, highlighted with the yellow spotlights. The Strog emblem on the right actually kind of has like an hourglass shape too, which is really neat. Some nice angular detail. Polygon budgets were really tight back then, so you really had to make sure your shapes were bold and meaningful and read well in the environment. Okay, so let's get to work here. You know what? Let's see if I can land one of these across the way. Over through. Haha! Oh, that was so nice. I love the jibs in Quake 2. Just so meaty. And the particles. God. We'll drop down, grab the health. Now, if you were to drop into the water here, there's a little button on the wall that you can shoot. And this would actually open the hatch door at the other side here. So you can access that secret from two areas. Let's proceed through the door. So going through the door, we're presented a long hall that ramps upwards. What I find interesting about this hall is you've got the fiery target there on this top ledge, which should be a hint of a secret, right? But you've also got this ramp that transitions into a staircase, and that's kind of unusual. But from here, if you were to shoot the target, the ramp rises up, and the red key's yours. Now, for some reason, you don't see the button, which, you know, is fairly easy if you're just pressing forward. You know, you'll engage some of these guards and keep moving forward. You got this window here, which is an amazing, like, visual cue to you. Like, hey, you forgot something. Here's the red key. So, that's a great map design tool there, is to show something in the distance that the player can't quite get, unless if they solve a puzzle. But we need that red key, so let's grab that key now. Shoot the target. Up the ramp we go. Get some armor shards. Red key is ours. There's another secret here too. If you shoot this, jump off, you can get some health. And we don't need that right now, so good to know for later. So we press on, red key in hand, and we've got quite the combat encounters up ahead. Let's break it down. So first off, this door is so cool. I love the way that the light highlights it from above, and even the light fixture itself has a nice design to it. Through the door on the other side, we've got trouble. We've got several enforcers, one on the ground level and two up top, and they'll be putting on the pressure here. It's a nice vertical combat challenge. The AI in Quake 2, they didn't do this before, but in the remaster, they're a little smarter. They will sometimes jump off of upper balconies down to whatever ground level you're on. So there's a chance they might do that here. Love these giant beams of metal supporting this rafter up above. This is starting to feel like it's carved deep underground in this giant mine shaft. Going around the corner here, you've got some armor shards that are pulling you forward, but it's also a warning at the same time. If you ever see dead marine bodies on the ground, that's usually a hint that there's some danger. And it's more than just this guard here. To demonstrate, I've turned off no clip, and if I step onto this ledge, as you can see, it's a laser trap. It took out the guard. You definitely want to pay attention to visual cues like that for danger. But speaking of visual cues, something we've been seeing quite regularly in this map are these red fiery targets. And that should be a hint that there's a secret nearby. And if we were to shoot it, it activates the laser trap, but it also opens up this hatch. So you'll have to move quickly to dive down here. And this is where another secret is, where you find some armor shards and an adrenaline. So once you've dealt with these enforcers, you're going to go through these double doors. Through those double doors, you're going to encounter more enemies. And this long hall is just beautiful. Again, we've got that same shape language from the start of the map. The blinking yellow light kind of sort of reinforces again that maybe this lost station is kind of ruined in a way, or it's struggling to run deep underground. But these guards are stationed here because they're protecting something, a weapon that's extremely powerful. They don't want you to get it. Again, the yellow lights contrast with the red lighting down along the ground. And if we were to continue forward, you're given one branching path. And this branching path is the upper balcony where that laser trap is. So that's one way to access it if you aren't quick enough with the draw to use the bottom corner here. But back to that hallway. The pipes above, now keep in mind these were, polygon budgets were pretty tight back in the day. It makes me think that they're damaged pipes. Just the way that they're shaped and they're broken up. I could be wrong though, could just be cool map geometry. But pressing forward, we've got another set of double doors. And you've got these giant yellow lights that are framing it and leading the way. So before we go through, let's go through this combat encounter real quick. Through the doors, we'll grab some health. As I suspected they would jump down. Oh, I missed the nade. There we go. So we're gonna grab this secret. Woo! Move quickly. Grab the armor shards. Got the adrenaline. We'll use that right away. Up the elevator goes. And now through the next set of double doors where our next big fight is. Oh, that was cool. Oh, he dodged, but it doesn't matter. He walked into it anyways. Here we go. Grab some ammo and make our way to these double doors, where our next big challenge is. Going through these doors, we will be ambushed. There's an enforcer as well as a flyer, and the flyers are annoying. They're very easy to take out. They're super squishy, but they are just hard to hit. They fly around and dodge your shots. But what I also find really neat about this part of the map is that we transition from like Strogg-made structures into a space that feels more carved out of the earth. And it's this giant cavernous space. And you can approach it from two ways. There's a ramp on one side, and then there's this ledge where if you wanted to, you could jump down from there and use the lower area with the water for cover. While we've got some challenges up ahead with these different enemy types, we also have a red keycard bridge at the top of this structure. And could you imagine if you fought through all of these enemies and did not notice the red keycard earlier on? Yeah. You'd have to backtrack and figure out how to grab it. Now from here, if you were to dive underwater, there's another secret here as well. There's a wall that looks a bit uneven with a crack in it. If you were to shoot it, it reveals a couple of barracudas, some ammo, and there's a space up top here where you can find health, an armor jacket, as well as the protection power-up, which is kind of like the invulnerability from Quake 1, the pentagram of protection. That'll come in real handy later in the game. But yeah, such a beautiful space. It just has so many cool, beautiful features. You've got the water below and sort of earth rock-like structures that surround this man-made structure, or Strog-made structure, really. And the lighting really complements everything here. The soft red light by the lift and sort of the greenish tones of the lower area. And then you've got the bright white lights up top. Just excellent use of color. Well, I think it's about time we go through this combat encounter. Through the doors. They try to get the jump on us. The flyers are a lot more aggressive in the remaster. The AI for them in the original Quake 2 was not as good. So I appreciate it. Makes the game feel fresh. I'm out of grenades. That's unfortunate. Let's grab that secret real quick. Okay. We got our pickups. Let's get up close and personal with these guys. Can use their stagger animation against them to help reduce incoming fire. And here we are. Here is the red keycard bridge, which we will activate. I love that sound. The sound design of Quake 2 is top-notch. Going across the bridge, we enter these double doors, and one more enforcer tries to prevent us from finishing our objective. And here, another enforcer. We have the super shotgun. This thing is a beaut. It becomes one of your main weapons throughout the rest of Quake 2. I actually made a video about it. I'll link it up here somewhere. But watch that after you finish this one. Enough waiting. It's time to put this thing to use. So our mission objective has updated. We must return back to our previous mission. So let's head back to the comm center. Now that we have the super shotgun, this isn't just a simple backtrack to the start of the map. Jennel has provided us some additional challenges to put our super shotgun to use. So right away, you are provided a power fantasy to show you just how powerful this gun is. Notice the pushback on some of these enemies. If it doesn't one-shot them, they get blasted. But most of the time they just die. One shot, they're done. Now just to show what's coming up in this hall, we've got an enforcer right on the other side, which is going to be perfect for blasting with the super shotgun. Moving forward, a whole host of enemies, and what I love about this encounter... Wow, this guy's rude. What I love about this encounter is that all of these enemies are super easy to take down with the super shotgun, as you'll see. It just becomes a hall of red mist. It's gonna be great. So good. Oh my god. It's amazing. This is what makes you love this gun so much. So now we're gonna take the gondola up to the main floor. And of course we're gonna have some more enemies waiting for us here. Oh my god. I kind of lucked out there. I blew up the barrels. The explosion happened to get the flyer as well. And just like that, we backtracked through the level. deal with another enforcer. And that's it. I forgot that tucked in this back corner here, where we got the machine gun earlier, remember what I said about crates being organized in a way to invite you to jump and explore? Well, I almost missed this one. So from here, jump back onto the top of these crates, and there's a silencer hidden in this back corner. And with that, we have all secrets. So now that we've finished our mission and have acquired this powerful weapon, we can leave the lost station and take this elevator back up to the comm center. And like I've said in my prior episode for Quake 2's Wimtimage series, this is actually a great map as well. And it's one that we'll make sure to cover in a future episode. So here's the part where we go over some quick trivia regarding our featured map. This map was developed by the id veteran Jennel Jaquay. Jaquays, I'm not quite sure how that's pronounced, but anyhow, it was also the first level she built for Quake 2, so that's even more impressive. Unfortunately, she passed away recently on January 10th, 2024. Rest in peace, Jennel. So there's a very well hidden Easter egg on this map, and it involves the gondola. If you ride the gondola for a total of 13 round trips, a wall texture at one of its stops will change into this bloody duck texture. In all honesty, I do remember seeing that back in the day, like in the 90s, playing Quake 2 online multiplayer. And I used to think, like, how did that happen? Who did this? But thanks to the internet and wikis and all that stuff, nothing's a secret anymore in these old games. So if I missed any interesting trivia that you would like to share with the community here, please leave it down in the comment section below. You made it to the end. You're elite gamer. What are your thoughts on the Lost Station for Quake 2? Did you take the plunge at the very top of the gondola shaft down into the water? And how did you feel blasting all of those enforcers and guards with the super shotgun? Share your stories down below. I'd love to hear them. If you have a question you would like featured in my Q&A series, leave it down in the comment section with the tag frags and coffee. And who knows, your question may be featured in a future episode. Shout out to my channel members. A special shout out to Ep.43. Your support is greatly appreciated, and I just want to say thank you so much. If you'd like a special shout out as well, consider supporting the channel by providing a super thanks. Check out my membership tiers for special perks like early access to my videos, priority responses to your comments, and a special role in my Discord server, which I will have linked down below. Enjoyed the video? Hit that like button, share it with friends, and subscribe for more great gaming content. And if you're looking for more, check out this recommended video right here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.